shortly right after that, you got the hearing that the IMF is insisting that Mexico pay its bill, like $100 million or $1 billion or whatever it was. And it's gone since then. Who do you think paid Mexico's bill? You guys did.
Bail out the pesos.
They sent those guys up here, they got the money, they sent it back to Mexico, and Mexico's paying their IMF bill. And this is just a continuation of the same thing.
Yeah, it's just part of the much bigger thing. Thank you, Frank.
Pastor Anderson's case was huge, and what it showed, what we were talking about, all this, you're under the illusion that they actually want to seal this border. You are in such an illusion. It came out in this man's case, just like what we said. Why were the Border Patrol at those checkpoints? To confiscate petty drugs. In open court, they admitted it wasn't about stopping illegals. It was about confiscating petty drugs and writing citations to make cash. And all these people are under the illusion that this is about stopping illegals. It's a total joke.
Okay, Keith, and then we'll go Treg.
The Constitution does not say reasonable suspicion.
I'll get you, Treg.
It says probable cause. One is a probable cause, and they converted this reasonable suspicion that came out of nowhere. It's 11 elements a day, and it'll be 15 tomorrow. Let's go back to the Bill of Rights. A warrant with probable cause. It shut down 9% of these warrants and arrests and things that's just better than 44 or 9 or else. So.
Yeah, you know, I like this warrant thing. Treg, go ahead.
Alan, onto your sovereignty point. The sovereignty issue is from foreign invasion from a foreign government. So if you, in your mind, if you could imagine, play a mind game and just say, what if all the Mexicans, citizens coming over were multimillionaires? We're all happy doing lots of business with these multimillionaires coming here illegally. There's no sovereignty threat since they all have millions of dollars to spend here, right? So what is a sovereignty threat is if the government of Mexico decides to move its geographical border 400 miles in. You know, by force, by military. So that is a sovereignty issue that would, in your state mind, you know, would be a state cause to make sure they enforce the border, right? But the Mexican government is not trying to advance its line 500 miles into the United States of America. So there is no threat in that sovereignty sense, in that state issue sovereignty sense. It's just a lot of citizens coming here who are poor. And why did a lot of citizens come here who are poor? After NAFTA, what happened is a lot of the collectivist farms down in Mexico got decollectivized. So you got small little farms were inefficient. You had a lot of excess farm labor. So they hitched a ride on the trains, and whenever it came up from El Salvador.
Well, they had subsidized corn from Arthur Daniel Midland getting sold in Mexico,
so
and they ran out of business.
Just imagine in your mind if you had 1 million Swedes that are multimillionaires coming here illegally. I wouldn't complain as a businessman. I'm quite happy to do business, fill up my apartments, fill up my apartment complexes, rent my houses, have my restaurants full with illegal Swedes who are multimillionaires, or illegal Mexicans who are
multimillionaire Swedes came into your ranch on the border, tore up the line, stole the cattle, cut the fences, shot at your people, and made you live in fear, it wouldn't matter that they were millionaires.
Then I'm with Ernie, because then it's a private property issue.
That's all it is.
Yes.
Life,
Where's
liberty,
the protection of the life, liberty, and property of Robert Krentz?
Right, liberty and property of Robert Krentz. But the state sovereignty issue itself is the Mexican government advancing its border in? No, it's not. So
see, let me address that. I did 2 hours. I did 2 hours on the show on this thing because they have this issue, and you'll see the little maps. Aslan. You guys hear that? Whatever. Aztlan. So they have the Mexicans. You know, they are being taught. They're being taught in their schools in Mexico.
And in Tucson.
So I'm sure. But let me finish, and you'll understand my point.
I was there.
I taught them on my radio show the same thing. when you look at the Treaty of, whatever the heck it was, you know, a lot of people don't know how that came about. Did you know that the United States invaded Mexico and took over Mexico City?
Yep.
And goes, guess what? I mean, did you guys even know that?
Do you know that Mexico was only 21 years old when that happened, and before it was
Oh,
Spain?
I'm sorry. I guess that's okay then.
Remember
So-
Spain?
It's gotta
Remember
be
the
at least-
Aztecs
It's got to be at least 30 years old.
That's my point.
Before you can do it.
You have an entire generation of young Mexicans for the past, Lord knows how long, that has been taught how lots of California, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, Texas, well, Texas is different, but same kind of thing, became the United States.
The same way Mexico became Mexico from the Kingdom of Spain.
Yeah.
They took it.
And
That's
what are
the
you
way it
gonna
works.
So what are you gonna
No,
tell
we gave
these?
them $18 million.
So what are you gonna tell these guys, Alan? You go, yeah, tough. And they go, yeah, well, we're here. I mean, you know, it's ouch, quit it, ouch, quit it. You're always going to have, going back to the Apaches claiming theirs. Or the Mexicans go, we want a treaty, you know, we want our reservation. Or what actually happened, in that treaty, they said, all these people that are here, we're going to do this deal under the condition that you not change their culture. That's when they, remember when they did the cockfighting ban here in Arizona? The strongest out of the blue, freaked them out, Ricky Duncan argument that came out of that thing was that, well, you can't ban cockfighting. It's a cultural thing, and it's a violation of this treaty. And they went, what?
Well, we have reasonable suspicions
So-
that we're gonna.
To ignore that is to do at our own peril, because what this means is that you have a bunch of young Mexicans that come up waving the Mexican flag. Why do you think they would wave the Mexican flag in America?
Because they want to be Americans, obviously.
Because their mindset, they're going, this was stolen from us. So I go, where's the moral high ground? Where do we get to say, no, you're better off.
Right.
No, you're better off this being America. We don't steal from you. We don't take all your stuff. We don't regulate you. We protect individual rights. We are the ones that won't stop in papers, please. We are the ones that won't, you know, do a draft on this or take that. So you want to be American here because we're the good guys. So, you know, get the American flag in place of your Mexican flag.
So the moral high
Until
ground.
we have that moral high ground, we are just whistling Dixie.
So where is the moral? Wait a minute. This is the key. Where is the moral high ground? I would suggest that private property is only owned and possessed by force. If you can't protect your property, somebody else takes it.
That's where it's
You
going.
need force. Governments are formed among men to protect property. That's the main thing. Your rights, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness and property later. So we have this land because we took it. Mexico had it because they took it. Spain had it because they took it. And how did the Aztecs? Why did the Aztecs fall? How did a couple of hundred Spaniards do that? They sided with the other tribes because the Aztecs didn't kill you in battle. They took you home to tear out your heart. And so the other tribes went, well, we're sticking with these Spanish guys and we'll kick butt. And that's the way it goes from time immemorial. You only have property by taking it and defending it with force. Private property has a corruption at its core. There is no such thing as utopian, I own this, it's mine, everybody cooperates, and so this fork and these
Not in your
glasses
world,
are
in mine it does.
how do you protect your, do you agree with this, Ernie? Private property is only owned and enjoyed by force.
The non-initiation of force.
No, I have this because if you try
I
and...
don't initiate force.
You'll be arrested.
I got this, I don't go in to protect America, go and invade Iraq.
You do.
That's what you say.
You do
Okay?
indirectly without recognizing it or admitting it.
You do, I don't.
Why are you here, free man, on this land you're standing on?
Because I got born here.
Because we killed
Am I
the
allowed?
Ernie, the argument falls apart at that point. You stand there because somebody took it for you and is letting you stand there.
No, they
As soon as that changes,
No, they didn't.
you can't.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did,
No, they
Ernie.
didn't. I'm here because nobody's making me not be here.
I'm born with it, not standing with it.